Hi, my name is Melissa Gallego, a lay minister at St. Martin de Porres Parish. Today, I would like to talk to you about a new vision, being a co-responsible church. One of the four characteristics of a synodal church is a church open to conversion. That is, a church open to changing its ways. This raises the question, how do we need to change? Pope Francis lays out four attitudes in the church that we need to root out, and one of them is the scourge of clericalism, a topic discussed yesterday. For each of the four attitudes that need changing, there is a corresponding new attitude that we want to adopt. Pope Francis proposes a new way of being church called co-responsible church. What is a co-responsible church? According to Pope Benedict XVI, co-responsibility demands a change in mindset, especially concerning the role of lay people in the church. They should not be regarded as collaborators of the clergy, but rather as people who are really co-responsible for the church's being and acting. A co-responsible church means a church in which everyone steps up to take responsibility. Laypersons need to have the courage to offer themselves to be a part of the leadership. Stepping up requires full commitment and initiative to see things through to the end. It requires a passion to serve our community and bring people to God. The future of the church is not just dependent on the Pope, bishop, or priest. It depends on laypersons stepping up to play their essential role. Being a co-responsible church also means that the clergy will need to learn to step back and trust that the Holy Spirit is at work in the laity. This does not mean that the laity will take over, but rather the clergy will have meaningful assistance from the laity. This does not mean that lay people will replace the priest. The roles of the clergy and laity are both important, and each has their proper place in the church. Vocations to the clergy has been reducing over the years. This emphasizes more than ever the need for laypersons to step forward and accept responsibility of taking on leadership roles in the church. We are all baptized people of God, and we each were blessed with gifts and graces. God calls each of us to vocations that complements those gifts He bestowed upon us. Being called to the religious life does not mean that priests and bishops and other members of the clergy are more holy than us, the laity. Holiness comes when we live our own vocations with integrity. How can we move forward towards greater co-responsibility? Priests must be willing to meet the people where they are. They must be willing to trust that the Holy Spirit is calling the laity to leadership. But most importantly, priests must be willing to listen to the people. For those of us currently in leadership positions in the church, our actions and commitment help to create and build that trust. We also become great examples to others who may be interested in trying to find the courage to step up. Priests also must be willing to give authority to the lay leaders so they can execute their task without delays or bottlenecks. Lay people need to have good initiative to show up and execute. We need to take on the responsibility and not sit back and wait for the priests to do everything. Lay people need to lend their voices to the discussion, trusting in their own holiness and baptismal call. Lay persons must be willing to learn and take the time to participate in the educational courses to equip themselves on the responsibility of leadership in the church. Formation is important to take up leadership roles in the church. Lay people must have the time or be flexible to fulfill the role and respond to the requirements of the position held. Discipline is crucial. Quoting from Bishop Frank Caggiano, he says, The ordained exists to help sanctify the church, so the laity can sanctify the world. Our mission is shoulder to shoulder, together, to bring the world to Jesus, to bring the world and its inhabitants to heaven. After all, evangelization is all about getting to heaven. As a lay minister myself, I can let you know that even though the journey can be challenging at times, as anything in life, the rewards and the blessings are all worth it. So I encourage you to fully discern and pray about your role in the church. God bless you all.